Alright, so after the great disappointment that I had with the pyramid speakers by K-World, I've decided that rather investing in another pair of low-end speakers, I should really invest in something a bit more mid-range at least. So I've gone for these 50-watt speakers by Philips. They're 2A, 2.0 stereo speakers, and the style is just exactly to my taste. It's quite sleek, modern, black. So yeah, let's get to it. I'll quickly show you the other side of the box. It talks about the dynamic sound, and then just kind of lists some of the spec. Anyway, so I'll just crack on with the unboxing now. Take that out and see what's inside. So we have a user manual. Put that to one side, and then we've got probably some warranty information and all that stuff. And then finally all that's left is the speakers themselves. A little bit of a pain to get out. I'll take these out and show you what they look like in a sec. Okay, so a quick look at what's in the box. You've obviously got these two speakers. They're the wrong way around at the moment. This is the right, this is the left. On the front of the right speaker you have aux input, headphone, and a volume rocker. And then on the back you have this audio jack cable, which is plugged in, you can't unplug it, and then it's got to left speaker and power. So on the back of the left it's just going to be that cable. I'll show you now the left speaker just to give you an idea of what it looks like. You can see the speaker itself is inward rather than the typical outward, and just a fairly kind of minimal design. So this is a black matte plastic, and then the front is black gloss, which is kind of contrasted by the speaker, which is sort of matte. And that's about it really. The only other thing you get included in the pack is obviously the power cable as well. Okay, so the tests that I've run on them, which includes TV and music, I've just kept the computer's default audio settings for that, so I haven't adjusted the bass or anything. Considering their size, I wasn't sure what to expect. I know they'd had a lot of good reviews, so I knew the sound was going to be crisp, but I wasn't expecting the bass to be so strong. So yeah, there's not much more to say on them really. I'm going to put a link in the description below for a hidden video where you can go and check out a recording of them playing music. And obviously you're not going to get the full effect, but you should be able to hear the bass coming through, and hopefully that there's no distortion or crackles or anything like that. They do give off some noise, but it really isn't a problem. I'll quickly just demonstrate this for you now. Okay, so the difference you heard just then was standby mode compared to no input. Basically these speakers have an automatic standby mode, so if there's no input in there for a minute or two, they'll go into standby mode and they'll automatically come back on when an input's played, and there's usually about a second or two delay if you start playing a track and they're in standby mode before you hear the audio. And the noise you heard when it wasn't in standby mode, that was when the speakers turned up all the way. For normal usage you'll probably have about a third up or halfway up, and in that sort of case you can't hear the noise, especially if audio is playing. So I don't really have any complaints about that. I know background noise happens with all speakers, so there's not much you can do about that. So yeah, that's it for this video. I quite like these speakers. I like the way they look and I like the way they sound. They're very compact, they're fairly light, and I've been using them now for about 6 months, so no problems here. So I hope you like this video. If you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, that'd be great. And I promise there'll be some new content out in the new year. Cool, cheers guys.